On film.
Fortress, 1992, directed by Stuart Gordon.
Stuart Gordon. Wait, first of all, what do you want to tell people where Mike is?
I think Mike's asleep.
Mike fell asleep, probably, we think. Bless his heart. He's doing that little like snore thing from cartoons where it's like nose is wiggling and stuff. Or he's like blowing up his like nightcap thing every time he breathes out. He's an
Or
adorable man. He's been to prison.
it's like a saw and a piece of
yeah,
wood.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, and he
anyway.
liked this movie. I was texting with him. He liked it.
Oh man, he's gonna be so bummed. Maybe
He
he'll
lo-
wake up and
He
go
liked
into a panic.
he liked seeing the character Maddox, played by Vernon Wells from Road Warrior.
Oh yes, and also Bennett. Isn't that Bennett? Is that Bennett from Commando?
Bennett from Commando.
What a brief but powerful supporting role. The man is trying to rape everybody in the fortress in the future jail and has 187 tattooed on his head, and then gets exploded blown up to cheers.
This movie's scary because 2017 is right around the corner, and this is what our future is going to be like.
Dude, real talk. This movie's just about Israel. I feel like this is like future Israel is Fortress, and Christopher Lambert is the Palestinians.
No way.
Free Christopher Lambert.
No, not at all. See, this movie in the beginning, Christopher Lambert and his wife are arrested because she is pregnant for the second time. Even though their first baby died, it's such a autocratic military dictatorship that you can't even get pregnant two times. So
I don't understand the logic behind that, but
in Israel, the whole thing is like have as many babies as possible.
not for Palestinians.
Well, they do that.
This
It's
is
not illegal.
Palestine, though. This is Israel Palestine stuff because it's like they're overly.
No, it's
they have
China.
checkpoints.
China has the one-child policy.
Israel would love to impose a one-child policy on Palestine.
Yeah, good luck.
Those people, man, they love sex. They love fucking each other.
I don't know if anyone's ever said this before, but I bet you could solve that conflict if they all fucked each other
Mm.
and made a new religion. That's
That's
Islam,
kind of a beautiful. That's a beautiful dream, William.
Jewish Islam.
One Israeli should fuck one Palestinian, and then those children can go on to a better world.
And to be honest, from where I'm standing, their religions look pretty similar to me. They both don't
Wait,
eat pork,
what?
right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there you go.
Squabbling over details. So anyway, yeah, this movie is about future Israel.
No, it's about China. It's about China. It's about the one-child policy. And then it's also like the other thing is abortions are illegal in the movie.
yeah. So
And so it's like military Christian nationalist shit. It's like, abortion's illegal. You can only have one kid. It's like a mix of socialism meets like religious nationalism. So it's just kind of like, I think it's just meant to be the future's bad. But the director said he was inspired by Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush.
being like family valuesy or like abortion or like what?
Just being Christian douches.
Okay, okay.
And he also said the movie is inspired by the idea of like punishing prisoners instead of like rehabilitating them. The director's a big lib.
Yeah, Stuart Gordon. This is the reanimator from Beyond. We did
He,
From Beyond a long time ago.
he's a big hippie. He used to do like naked plays. That's like one thing he's known for, like all nude musicals or whatever, like all nude plays in Chicago.
Speaking of nudity, well, we'll get into I guess the the beginning of the movie. This movie is the best part of the movie, in my opinion, where before you, as you kind of like seeing the society and stuff, and like seeing him getting processed into the jail. Um,
It's a fun part of jail movies, and it's a fun part of future movies. It's like you get to see like, okay, what are the rules?
yeah,
How does the prison work? They inject this metal ball into their mouths, and then if they go over into this like yellow zone, they feel pain. But then if they go into the red zone, they die. And it's kind of like Running Man.
that's called the intestinator.
Yes.
And the thing I like about the intestinator too is like, so yeah, he has his like he's in a long line of naked men.
And you see
They're
their
all
dicks.
yeah, you see their dicks.
It's like
It's kind of
cool.
fun. It's like all of the dicks, by the way, are pretty. They're not the hugest dicks I've ever seen.
Okay.
Can
There's
you
only
admit
one. I
that?
only saw one guy's dick, and it looked
I
like
wanted.
it looked like a good size.
Oh, nice, dude. Okay, well, hey, man, yeah, I'm sure it
I'm
was.
sorry the dicks weren't
It
big
was
enough
all
for you.
good. No, well, no, I'm just saying, like, I maybe am.
Who has a big
Maybe
dick
I'm
in your opinion?
me,
But in a
Ryan,
movie,
Mike. Oh, in a movie? I don't know, man. I'm not trying to say. What I will say, I was like, I was
I got some
into.
picks.
I was into this.
I hold on. Let me just give my top two dicks. Number one, you got to go with Any Given Sunday. That guy had a huge dick. Number two, comedy Hall Pass with Owen Wilson. Just look, Google Owen Wilson big black dick, and you'll find a still image from the movie Hall Pass where
That sounds like a fun Google.
he gets like in trouble in the gym. I think he's doing a prank or he's pretending to have a heart attack to like trick someone to dating him or something. And then this naked black guy runs up to him. And the joke is that he has this big, huge black dick right by his face. And it's after There's Something About Mary, the Farrelly brothers, this is what they would do. They would try to come up with new gross out gags. And they were never funny, they were just gross. Like in Me, Myself, and Irene, there's like the cop fucks a chicken.
Yeah, I don't. The
Or
people
a
don't want
chicken
to
goes
think
in his
about that.
butt. It's just like
Oh,
it's
that's
all
a
like
movie.
it's not funny. It's just so contrived.
All right. So those are your favorite penises. I
Yeah,
get
those
it.
are the two biggest dicks in movies that I can think of.
Um,
Besides, like, the horse and Freddy Got Fingered or the fake dicks in Salo. Those are like visual effects.
oh yeah, Pasolini loves having giant fake dicks in his movies. Um, anyway, I was really into the beginning, by the way, where he was like getting processed, and you're learning about how this is like this like techno fascist future state thing. Like you're learning all the
They're
details
in the
about how.
desert.
Yeah, well, actually, when they were going there, I was like, oh shit, like Fortress is like a just a wide open like outback prison kind of thing, and they're gonna be like hunting each other or whatever. That's what I thought. And then they went into a fortress. But
It's like a
yeah, they're in the
parking
desert.
lot. It's like an underground parking garage, 33 floors.
Yeah, the kind that like brings your car to like has like a little lift that brings cars up.
And then this is the problem. Here's the weakness of Fortress. They're so into this intestinator, and the bad guy in the movie, the warden, is the dad from that 70s show on RoboCop, Kurtwood Smith. He'll always like point his camera at someone he's mad at and go like intestinate, and then like they'll like go, oh my stomach, oh, and then their stomach explodes and they
Yeah.
die. But the problem is he does this, but there are no bars anywhere because he's so into his lasers and intestinators and all his high tech shit that he doesn't realize that eventually the prisoners will figure out how to get around all this goofy gadget garbage.
Yeah, the thing I liked about the Intestinator is like
The name. I mean,
how
the
they
name is
the
a
name
number one.
is oh so good. Only a fascist superpower or whatever could come up with something that awesome. But the they like so Christopher Lambert is in this line of naked small dick guys, and they get their barcode scanned, um, and they're all like have barcodes on them in the future. It's future stuff, you know how it goes. But and then he gets put in this like collar machine that like forces this intestinator thing into his mouth, and you're learning about it. As he's learning about it, he's like trying to keep his mouth closed, and it's opening his mouth like, and then shoving it in, and he's learning like, oh, if I'll this is gonna like kill me. It's my like Suicide Squad like bomb basically. Um, and then you're like, oh fuck, I can't wait to see this like pay off, and then it immediately pays off because there's like a scared prisoner who runs away, and
A fish.
yeah, that's what they call Chekhov's intestinator, by the way.
There's
When you immediately show, you introduce an intestinator, you immediately show it.
there's
The storytelling thing.
there's a few movies like this. Like The Running Man is like this. They have the thing around their neck, and then if they go past the border, their heads explode. And then there's this other movie that's pretty cool. I wonder if it holds up. I don't remember who directed it, but it's Rucker Hauer and Mimi Rogers, I think. And it's called Wedlock. And what happens at this prison is two people are randomly assigned proximity to one another, and they have things around their necks that will blow up if they get too far away from one another. So then he has to escape with Mimi Rogers. And if they get too far away, their heads will blow up. And there's like a scene where, one of them will be on a truck and the other one will be running, like trying to keep up.
That's like a technocratic fascist state that's trying to set people up on dates. It sounds like it's trying to get people together. That's which is kind of a fascist thing, actually, to be like, hey, you guys, hey, you'd be good together.
Well, it's cruel because no,
hang
they
out.
don't know that it's one another. They're not supposed to find out. So they don't tell
That's
them.
awesome.
So that way, if you escape, then some random person will just die.
Oh, it's like it's like
It's a deterrent.
yeah, like, do you want this on your conscience kind of thing?
But here's the problem. This movie, Wedlock, Running Man, Fortress, what happens? They all escape because if you use this stupid technology, someone will just hack the machine and turn it off. You know what doesn't fail? Bars. You should just have bars. You should just lock guys up in gates and bars and have a series of gates and checks so you can't get too far. You don't have open access to everything if the entire system goes down.
Hey, if that worked, don't you think we'd be doing that in real life?
Supermax. The Supermax is no escapes. El Chapo's there. Unabomber died there.
R.I.P.
That place
End of the
is
show.
that place is crazy, dude.
Supermax, yeah.
Colorado.
So what? There's no way to escape? I bet I could do it.
You're locked in solitary like 23 hours a day or something.
You know how you do it is you charm the guards. Just start being really charming.
That must be such a fun job to work there and just be like, these guys are locked up.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm not, they are. He. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, gotta open the gate and let that guy into the other room so he can walk around in a circle. And he thinks he's charming, but he's so awkward. He doesn't have human contact.
Yeah,
he's lost all
weirder year after year, but I'm working on these guys. I'm breaking them down.
Should we let these men rot in prison?
Who?
These criminal terrorists, domestic terrorists, guys who like we just let, like Unabomber just died Just had a life in prison and died, you know?
That is, I don't know, man.
Shouldn't we have a stunt show?
Can't you rehabilitate the Unabomber?
Shouldn't we just have put him on some rollerblades and just let him go down the
Oh,
Hoover Dam
that'd be cool.
and
Or like,
just see what happens?
oh, I see.
Just give him some rollerblades and go, come on, let's see what happens.
Do some see what happens things with them. I get what you mean.
See, I would run a military prison like this and then make it fun.
I think that means you're like a tyrant, though. I think that means you just be a tyrant warden.
But I
But
would have
that's
like
cool
fire.
too.
I would have like it'd be like Tony Hawk. It'd have like that kind of music playing 311 or something. A guy's just falling down the side of the Hoover Dam. The skates don't even make contact.
That's cool.
But if you do make it, you're free.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you can skate that shit.
That's you're tough but fair. Warden Mendoza.
But
Dude, the elevator, the elevator shot stuff in this when they're going down, and
it
you're
looks
seeing
great.
it looks so good. It's kind of like a Wes Anderson.
It's like a giant miniature. It's 20.
Yeah.
It looks like it's 20 feet tall. It looks enormous. And they have lots of different angles. They got this movie was like 15 million bucks or something. And
But it's like,
it made a
but it's
solid 45 million. It tripled its budget. It's
yeah,
profitable.
yeah, like the set or whatever is like a kind of a spectacle, and this whole like thing when they're like going down in this elevator as they get into Fortress and they're looking out at the prison. It's kind of lineage with like I said Wes Anderson, but also like Rear Window. It's kind of a lineage with that, but it's just like level after level of guys lifting weights and doing martial arts and stuff.
And their bunks are
Like a dumb guy
terrible.
version of Rear Window or something.
They're it kind of looks like the Matrix too, that stupid area they lived in. But it also looks like where the Resistance was living. It looks like
Zion.
yeah, it looks like Zion. But no, I was gonna
Isn't
say
that what it is?
the bunks are
It is-
fucking awful in this movie. They don't even have enough bunks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's overcrowded. It doesn't look fun. But also on the other hand, you're getting to do martial arts with a bunch of cool buff dudes and like everybody's just kind of working out, hanging out. You could have a good life in Fortress, I think.
And have gay sex. They
Oh,
don't really
dude.
deal with that element in the movie or shower scenes.
No, when they
That
first get there, the whole thing is about everybody's gay and like is gonna fuck.
well, they
Like
have
the threat of that is the main thing when they first get there.
the two main big guys are we got Vernon Wells, Bennett from Commando. He's awesome, of course. He has 187 tattooed on his forehead. And then the other one is Tom Tolles.
That's the mustache bald guy.
He's the guy in Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer who plays Otis. He's awesome. I mean, he steals. I know everybody loves Michael Rooker and Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, but Otis is, to me, my favorite maniac in that movie, my favorite killer. Otis Toole. That's an amazing performance. Otis Toole, they say, is the one who killed Adam Walsh, Joe Walsh. Remember
Wow.
America's
Yeah.
Most Wanted? That guy, they think he might have killed his kid. They think. But Otis Toole did something weird where I think when he went to prison, he confessed to like way too many murders. I don't know.
Oh, and everybody's like, all right, chill, dude. You're just fucking around.
You're not reliable.
By the way, I thought the sentence, so like everyone's
You can't
be
bust in the
like,
future.
you're gonna fucking, we're gonna have gay sex this whole time.
Well, hold on. If in the future, if you get a woman pregnant twice, she goes to prison. So like if you hated your wife, you could just get her pregnant and she'll go
Oh,
to
yeah.
prison. I guess you would go too.
Damn, there's the rub.
That's then what happens to the other kid?
Should have been I was gonna say it's a very guy positive society, but no. But I thought the
Trip.
sentence for that was 2 years. Didn't it say he was going to be in the fortress for 2 years? Am I right?
I
Or
mean, I don't remember.
I mean, that's fine. Okay. I was trying to. Everybody
Yeah.
was saying like, "Hey, man, if you just like
Well,
it's
that
like
one
your
guy was
sentence is
60
not for
days.
life." Yeah, there's one guy in there for life. It was the 187 guy.
But then it turns out here's the big twist. Here's the big twist, Adam. His wife is there also. He thought his wife escaped. She's there. So now
Yeah,
he can't. Now he's got to rescue the wife, and then we got the warden. The warden, bad guy from RoboCop, that '70s show, Kurtwood Smith. This guy. This is this the performance of the movie? Is this the best character of the movie? The one who, I mean, he really just he keeps finding new creepy things to do.
he's creepy, but in a way that is like that. I feel like that is where this movie like goes off the rails, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, because he's like this like
Enhanced,
electronically enhanced guy, but he's also like a,
in love with the woman.
he's like he's being like he like is in love with Christopher Lambert's wife and is like divorce your husband and marry me. And he's
And
like
well, he's too old for the character in terms of casting. It's like if
yeah,
it
he's
was
like bald in and
a 20-year-old boyish, goofy, wormy kid
like Topher Grace.
who
Just
just
throwing a name out there.
who was kind of like, well, imagine if he was like fat and eating candy bars and chocolate. Like he basically sits in a chair and he looks at a bunch of computer screens and he can like intestinate anyone who pisses him off, and he can like fuck with people and he can control them. And then he has a machine he talks to called Zed, a computer system that like has cameras everywhere and it's moving around everywhere. So he has a gamer lifestyle, and it turns out he was born there, he was
Yeah.
raised there, he's never left there, he's always been at the prison or something, and he's part of this
Oh yeah,
company.
he's a baby. He's one of the babies that the society,
So
the
to have this
fascist state takes from the parents when they have more than one baby.
so it's weird that it's like a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, it was like a test tube baby. There's like impotent. Hey, I don't know. He has like a weird impotence to him for this being like supposed to be like this
It should be
super
like Seth
intimidating
Green.
warden. No, it
Yeah.
should be like a guy who's actually like intimidating and scary instead of
No, it should be a worm who uses all the machinery to like keep himself. Or Jack Black. I mean, honestly, any of the Enemy of the
Jack
State guys, Jamie
Black.
Kennedy. Remember in Enemy of the State, all the guys in the computer room were Jack Black, Jamie Kennedy, Seth
I
Green.
never seen Enemy of the State.
You've seen the commercial. It's unforgettable commercial.
I forgot it.
Or the bad guy in Grandma's Boy. He's the perfect example.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because they're similar characters. He has that like kind of computer seat he rolls back in, and he's like on his computer.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I mean, that's not like this movie sets up this like just totalitarian, like oppressive nightmare of a like a terrorist state that you like live under or whatever. And then it's about like the wimpiest weenie guy who runs the cell. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but that makes sense. That's the reality that we live in. Like this movie, it knew the nerds with the technology were coming.
Oh, you're saying it's like Silicon Valley type stuff?
It just didn't cast the right guy, but it should have known it was going to be that kind of weenie. It wasn't going to be a physical strongman. It wasn't going to be like Barbecue in Haiti,
But the guy
who is going to run the prison. Like that's Vernon Wells. That's all the other people. Like remember, he was inspired by George H.W. Bush, sensitive weenie man who would like
yeah.
who would like fuck people up. So he kind of I don't know if he's a Republican or any of that shit, but like there's a white collar middle manager thing going on. And honestly, it's like if you got a weenie kid, you're not going to get a good performance, and that's why you want Kurtwood Smith. So, I mean, you kind of have to always adjust for performance. Like I was watching Rumble or not Rumble in the Bronx, Drunken Master 2, and Jackie Chan's mom is played by the girl who
Anita Moy
was kind of his love interest
in Rumble in the Bronx.
in Rumble in the Bronx. She's playing his mom.
Yeah.
But it's like
no,
she's
Jackie's
funny.
Playing a 20-year-old, but he's 40 years old. That's the problem.
He's supposed to be like 17 or something.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
Stuart Gordon gets it. You got to go with the performance. Look, you can't turn down Kurtwood Smith. The guy's awesome and everything.
I mean, also like the RoboCop thing. That is just a weird character, but like also like all the guards. I like how all the guards in the movie are like handsome white actor looking guys. You know what I mean?
And they're women too. They're like blonde.
I didn't see any woman.
They're like 90. Well, in the beginning of the movie, they are at the road check, but they're like, yeah, they look like they could have been on Melrose Place as waitresses,
like LA actors or whatever. But
they could be Australian
people. Keep warning people, like, well, look out for those guys. But
waiters,
yeah, handsome waiters.
You don't have to look out for those guys. They're not doing shit. Don't worry. You don't have to keep your head on a swivel about the waiters of the world.
You never know.
Waiters should go on a killing spree, but they never have.
Damn.
They want to please.
You have to like Norma Ray. Or wait, what's the Sally Field movie?
The Union?
Where she like starts a union. That's you like encouraging the waiters to go on a killing spree.
I have a little sign that says killing spree and I'm holding it up with my perky boobs under a yellow t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they go on the killing spree, I go, you like me. You really, really like me.
Yeah. Oh, that's when she said that. Damn.
Oscar talk, people. Adam,
let's get into it.
What did you think of Oppenheimer? Best Picture winner.
It was good. I didn't give a fuck about the communist stuff that much. So I just was like, what is all that? Like so much of the movie is in like that room.
Mm-hmm.
Those scenes I thought were kind of weird and like, but also like it's crazy that he's playing such a weird guy who's like, oh, I'm thinking about the destruction of the entire world. And he's like just staring at you and stuff, but he's like just slaying pussy everywhere he goes. I guess it's like based on real life, but I found that hard to kind of believe with the character.
Well, that's like that's one of his major downfalls.
Pussy. It's the same as
he
Drake.
Banged lots of guys' wives at the Los Alamos lab, but the thing they don't talk about in the movie, and I get like the thing with the communist thing, because that was such a huge part of his life afterwards. Is that a guy who worked for him very explicitly like stole information and gave it to the Soviets.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose. Like the Soviets, the only reason the Soviet Union had a nuclear weapon as soon as they did was because a scientist who worked in America at Los Alamos gave them the information. So it's like there is an ironic element to that, just being the United States funding this, and you're just like funding the thing that could potentially destroy your country and not even realize it. But they said they had reasons. The reason they were afraid America was immediately going to nuke the USSR, so they had to give it to them. That was the only way they could like defend themselves.
The scientist said that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
look, you can't. Those nuclear bombs, they ain't going anywhere.
What did you
Th-
think of Oppenheimer besides that stuff?
I don't like Christopher Nolan trying to be artistic. I don't think that stuff I found to be very lame. Like when he's being yelled at in that room, I find the story interesting. I find the history interesting. But when he's being yelled at in that room by Jason Clark, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know," oh, and like the lights are
It's like
flashing,
crescendoing and stuff.
and it turns bright. I just think that's terrible. Like it's lame. That
It
is,
also is weird. It's like it is a weird choice to like have the bomb testing happen and then immediately like or like the next scene he's like reading the newspaper about how it like they dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I don't
we
know,
hear
like
it on
the
the radio. Well,
yeah,
that's but
I kind of understand it. I don't know. That's weird. This is good content. This is
well,
a good podcast.
hey, Oscar talk. So the don't forget the one thing about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I forget which one was first, but one day you woke up in like the 40s and you found out not only do nuclear bombs exist, but one just got dropped on Japan.
Right. Yeah,
They
you
didn't
didn't
even, no
know it at
one on the
all.
planet even knew it existed yet. It was like those few headlines like, oh, there's someone split an atom, someone did this.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they're like, oh, yeah, America just blew up a Japanese city, just completely destroyed it. I guess, although I have to be fair, I'm probably wrong. And in a way that, like everything, there had to have been stuff in the news like, could or could Germany develop a nuclear weapon? Is America developing a nuclear weapon? I'm sure there was something, but they never got into it. It's such an interesting time, but
Wait,
that's not our movie. We're doing Fortress.
unfortunately.
Nuclear bombs exist. Watch out. You can't do anything about it.
I was shocked to learn that nuclear bombs exist.
This
But
movie Fortress was not a nuclear bomb. Like I said, it was very successful, and they said it did well the opening weekend in America. But I can't imagine this movie being released in the theater. It just seems like such straight to video
it's like a
stuff.
Canon Films movie, kind of. But
Yeah,
Stuart Gordon's directing it. That's cool.
we need to talk about the production design because it doesn't look good. This isn't like you're watching Aliens or you're watching um,
Right.
some awesome big studio action movie with like cool visual effects. You're watching something very slapped together. The guards and the people, like the guards in the beginning who are at the checkpoint, they're wearing football helmets. And then there's like these scientist guards who just wear like simple white, anti-dust clothes or whatever. And then
Yeah.
just like a little mask and a little visor.
It's a yeah.
It's
It's a
not big
B
budget
movie.
stuff.
It's a B. Yeah, like B movie. I mean, you're you got the star power of Christopher Lambert though. Maybe that's what drew people to the cinema.
He made Highlander 2. And I don't know if you ever saw Highlander 2.
I haven't seen the first Highlander.
Oh, okay. Highlander 1, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's not very entertaining. It's not like an
He's
entertaining,
Highlander.
slick.
He's the main guy in Highlander 1, right?
Oh, yeah. So Highlander was a huge hit. There's some great characters in Highlander. You got Christopher Lambert, Sean Connery. You got Clancy Brown as a bad guy. They're awesome. Highlander 2 is one of the funniest bad movie sequels of all time. It's such an insane, crazy movie, but it's the same director as the first one, Ricochet, Russell McColhay. I think that's how you say his name. But it's so over the top and big and slick. It looks way better than Fortress. But while they were making it, they decided to shoot it in Buenos Aires in Argentina, and the Argentinian currency, the peso, had some like massive hyperinflation during the shooting of the movie, and so immediately the budget like imploded. The bond company took over, and the bond company decided to rewrite the movie, and they did things like, oh, the Highlanders are not from Scotland; they're actually like from another planet. And so there's all these scenes with like weird
They're
aliens.
changing the lore of like a movie that's already come out.
Its sequel. It makes no sense.
Awesome.
It's such a crazy movie, and then it's kind of it's worth watching just if you want to see big sets and big explosions and this like weird, stupid
want to see
Batman
that.
era sequel or comic book movie. And then, so anyway, that was a huge fiasco. And then I think he was just very quickly realizing like, I'm not going to be a movie star very long.
Oh
This is-
no.
I better make a movie. His accent is crazy.
Accent's ridiculous.
He's born in New York.
What? I
His
thought he was
father is
Royal
like
Belgian. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I thought he was from
his
Belgium.
father's a diplomat, and then he had diplomatic immunity when he was a boy. He could do so. He was like a diplomat, and then he went to like Sweden or Switzerland or something, and then he went to France in high school. So his accent's crazy.
He sounds like it's a funny voice for a tough guy actor to have because he sounds like he's like everything he's saying is like he's being like sneaky or like he's like
He's also cross-eyed. On the
he's got it all.
Wikipedia,
That's called
they
a
said-
triple threat.
they said he had myopia, and I clicked that,
Yeah.
and it said it's nearsightedness. But he
Actors
just,
that have an idiotic voice and are also cross-eyed, those are powerful actors.
but he does a close-up so good. He's kind of like Steven Seagal without the martial arts ability. It's just the acting of Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
He's and then the other actors in the movie we didn't talk about. Jeffrey Combs playing D-Day, just crushing it.
Jeffrey Combs is like immediately the best actor in every movie he's in. I feel like it's insane how good he is.
And then like,
can't
but he's
believe he's-
never in a real movie.
I know. I can't believe he's never. Wow. How come he didn't like cross over?
He did a bunch of Star Trek.
But how come he should be like Johnny Depp or whatever. He should have been like,
You know what?
he should have had like huge.
He was in the
like-
Frighteners. See, Peter Jackson should have kept using him after Frighteners. He should have been in King Kong. He should have been in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, he would have been great in King Kong.
But he kind of got old. Right after Frighteners, he got old.
Just too late in the game. That's like me. I'm.
I think he does like,
Okay.
he has to do voiceover, right?
I don't know. Is he doing anything? Like, so
Just
it's also
tons of-
cool to do nothing, but
Tons of voiceover.
super talented guy that yeah, every time you're even in the Frighteners, he like steals the movie from ghosts. A bunch of the characters are ghosts, and then this guy who's not playing a ghost comes in and is much more interesting than the ghosts. So
Yeah, well, the ghosts are stupid in the Frighteners.
it's
I'm a
okay,
disco guy, and I'm a nerd, and then it's like, I'm an old cowboy.
maybe that's what happens to you when you die. You become like a generic version of whatever you were. It just spouts off like funny little jokes and stuff.
Dude, I'm just an old racist.
Yeah. But anyway, he's really good in the movie. The young
Oh,
Latino man.
Mike's
who's-
awake. He's the emails. He's like, the email said
No way.
9:30. It ended at 9:30.
Bless his heart. So I'm saying this man is adorable.
He's
Picturing
fortressing.
Mike in Fortress. By the way,
Just
Mike
sleeping.
has survived this movie, basically. He was Christopher Lambert when he went to jail for, well, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but basically the same thing as Christopher Lambert in this movie is what happened to Mike when he went to jail.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't ever beat a man to death on a platform.
Oh, remember the whole thing about the scene is like, so that happens because the young Latino guy that he goes at, like that he befriends or whatever, is immediately being like raped as soon as they get to the jail by Bennett or whatever, the guy, the 187 guy. Um, and so Christopher Lambert like saves him, and then the computer that's running the jail is like, who did this? And what's the deal? Why doesn't he like just say that it's why does he like have to like say that it's him? Christopher Lambert basically saves the situation by being like, I'm the guy who was raping the Latino guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because they just like to torture people. The guy has cameras. He can figure out who did it. He just wants to like. It's kind of like a Spanish Inquisition thing. Like you have to confess. You have to
It's
atone.
it's really I thought it was a really good scene actually when he like is fighting the 187 guy, and then that guy is like about to fall to his death, and then Christopher Lambert realizes like, I need to save him because it's about like humans over this like, here he is.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I misread the email.
Were you
My bad.
asleep?
I was asleep. Yes, I was.
I knew it.
I was taking a little nap before the.
You took a nap.
pod.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
be.
cool.
I was gonna be ready at 9:30.
Now you're all messed up.
I fucking I
Your
blew
hair
it.
is
I
all
blew
like
it,
you got
dude.
like bed head.
Oh my god. Oh my God. All right, where we at? Where we at? They're in a prison underground and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that's
How far-
basically it. You got it.
Okay.
Is this what your jail was like for you, by the way, Mike?
It was not the thing I always notice about jail in movies is how clean it is. It was definitely not that clean.
Oh, okay.
Where I was at, as far
Worse than
as
Fortress. Gotcha.
oh yeah,
What I
yeah,
imagine
definitely,
jail is
definitely.
like a giant public restroom. Like that
Yeah.
smell, the
Or like a
smell.
park bathroom, you're saying?
Yeah, just that
Yeah.
smell and that just like, like people have been in and out of here, and it just gets like wiped down really nasty, like really quickly. Everything's metal.
Yes. It's like everything gets like wiped down with a mop, just a dirty mop real quick. once a whatever. Yeah, that's what it's like.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
It's gross. I'm telling
Stay
you.
strong, brother.
That first shower when you get out of jail is just like, oh my, it's unbelievably refreshing. I think that's why they started out King of New York with the shower, because it is just, that's one of the most greatest joys in life that you can experience. Let me tell you.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What about the lasers? How do you deal with the lasers? And the intestinator.
Oh man. Yeah.
I made a joke saying
funny.
they should have just had bars made out of metal, because those seem to work better in real life.
Instead of
why
inventing
have
the
these-
intestinator.
Yeah.
But
Man.
what do you think of your buddy Vernon Wells?
I thought he was good. He looks really old, which
Oh, yeah.
I guess he is old, but he looked like shit. And yes, his 187 tattoo was that was really, really poorly done. I wonder if he got that while he was inside the fortress or something.
And they have to explain what a 187 means.
Yeah. I mean, come on. We don't know that.
Is that a thing in jail where guys who have like life in prison, they get, or like the murder charge, they get that tattoo on their forehead because they're like, fuck it, I'm in jail.
I did not see that specific tattoo. There are a lot of people with face tattoos in there. That is a very common trait. I will say that.
You should get the
But I'll be right back.
code for like
420,
like,
man.
get a call with a bag of weed.
Yeah,
You get 420, or no, you get like whatever like the penal code is for it though.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that is. I thought that was part of what that was, but it's probably not.
Dude. Yeah. Did you get raped?
No, no, I did not get raped, and I did not rape anybody. Also, that's the other
Okay.
key
All
part.
right.
So
Good for you. Good for you.
that's
Keep it
on
together. Keep
on
it. Don't go nuts.
yeah, both ends there. I kept it clean.
What do you feel like, dude? Because like the beginning of this movie is all focused on, and a lot of prison movies obviously deal with this. But what was the specter of rape, and in your experience being in jail, what was it like?
I have only been to the county jail, and I did not see that specter of rape. I didn't see anybody get raped. I didn't see anyone in fear of getting raped.
It's funny to be like, what a
It's not
guy
there.
you get like raped in like the drunk tank, the overnight
you're-
drunk tank.
I mean,
Whatever.
when you're just there for a couple months to a couple years, I mean, I think you can go without fucking for, a year or so.
Because wouldn't it be like if somebody did that, people would be like, they would be like ostracized a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that would be the case. Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. It would be seen as gross or something.
Or, hey man, whoa, let's not be homophobic.
Yeah, yeah, that's the other thing. It's like it's both tough and it's gay at the same time. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, well, that's kind of cool though. Actually, people
Yeah.
don't know what to think.
Yeah.
Did you ever did you ever find a holographic lens and then stick it in a guy's glasses frame and then use a laser beam to project a computer map of the whole jail to everyone so you could figure out an escape plan?
No, I wish I would have done that. That probably would have been fun.
Their
That's cool.
holographic lens is just like a cheap fake plastic fake
What are you talking
diamond.
about, man?
What about their
Those-
little
I thought that was
machine
real.
they open up, the Intestinator? Like he gets it from, I guess it's Vernon Wells, Maddox or whatever. So they take it apart and they reconfigure it.
Oh, that's where they get that from. Okay, it's hard to follow the plot of this movie.
One trope
But,
I did notice about jail in this movie that I noticed in a lot of movies. What is it with movies and having people in jail break rocks? Like, is this some big thing they used to do back in the day? Like, they would just make you
These
pound
rocks are-
on
they're-
rocks and
they're-
smash rocks
yeah.
with a hammer all day. That's a very common thing. You see, like Running Man, or I see that. You see that in a lot of movies where they
Dude,
just
have you ever had rocks that were too big? What do you got to make those rocks small, man.
yeah. That's a good point. No, I have not had that problem so far.
It's a
in my life.
really fucking annoying pain in the ass to have
Oh.
rocks that are too big. So
I
I kind of get it, honestly.
Well,
Kill to have some prison labor break some rocks that I have.
Very true.
yeah, people, I guess they were like before machines, they would just go to mines and just break down rocks or something, or
Mhm.
use it for construction. But aren't they also in this movie digging at the bottom of the fortress so they can keep adding floors?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's
So-
like part of their job.
They have like
They have machines.
they're working with machines down there doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie has like it has like this weird thing of ultra high tech future stuff, but it's also like classic jail stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is charming. Find that charming. But
Stuart
yeah.
Gordon's just good at making entertaining movies. He made this, Reanimator, Robot
did he?
Jocks,
That's why that guy from Reanimator's in this. Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
kind of obscure.
From Beyond.
From Beyond, so good.
Robot Jocks is really good. He has this movie called
Robot Jocks.
He has a movie called The Wonderful Ice Cream Suit that I've never watched, and I might watch now.
What's it about? What's an ice cream suit?
It's based on a Ray Bradbury story. It's like a bunch of Mexican guys on the cover. I don't understand. There's like one Mexican guy is really happy. He's wearing a white suit. And the other four guys are just like excited for him. I don't know what the hell this movie's about.
Sounds
The Wonderful Ice Cream Suit. Acclaim stars Edward James Olmos, Joe Mantegna, Issei Morales, shining this hysterical story about one fantastic set of clothes. 5 down on their luck guys don't have much in common until the day that they decide to pull their last few dollars and buy a single perfect shimmering ice cream white suit to share. The fun really takes
Sounds
off when it
cool.
is decided that each man will be allowed to wear the suit for just an hour that same night.
Ice cream, as it in the color ice cream. Oh, okay.
Renowned writer Ray Bradbury has crafted a crowd pleasing tale in which each enchanted hour brings a comical, once in a lifetime adventure filled with passion, power, and plenty of laughs. Like
That's
it just
what I'm
sounds
looking
so.
for in things is passion and power, and
You need a white
also
suit.
plenty of love.
Yeah, ice cream suit.
Dude.
Grab my.
Oh,
That'd
and
be
Clifton
awesome if Mike
Collins.
showed up to this in a white suit after falling asleep. Mike's wearing just a really nice white suit.
Should we pull our money together and get a white suit?
Let's
I
do
did
it.
have to turn my camera because I didn't want you to see me in my underwear.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you can have the jacket. I'll have the vest, and Mike can have the pants.
Straight
I'll wear
on.
it. I'll wear it at the same time.
I just comment it. Just come all over it and then make Adam wear it. He's like, no.
I would never
That's
wear
fine.
it. I guess it's white. I wouldn't be able to, or I'd probably put it on before I was like, wait a minute, what's that? That doesn't look. It's like off white. Hold on a second.
More butter pecan than a vanilla.
Yeah. I thought this was a vanilla suit. I didn't. What are these butter pecan spots?
Caramel swirl. Put it on.
They can't stop
That's you encouraging me to do.
Put it
Yeah.
on. Put your face down there.
Bro. William, you'd be probably raping. You'd rape a young Latino man in jail, I bet.
I mean,
just for the power and stuff, and for the.
It's always about power, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
this is just about power. It's not about me coming. Ugh.
That's just a happy
That's a
coincidence.
power move. That's a power move. That was power. Oh, I'm powerful.
Did you notice this Tom
Tolles.
guy?
Yeah, he rolls. He's in Henry
Tom
Portrait of a
Towles.
Serial
Who
Killer.
the fuck is this? I clocked that
Henry
name in the
Portrait of a
credits.
Serial Killer. That's
But
the guy.
So this guy's
he
name
was
is
also
Tom
in-
Towles.
He died.
He also played the exact
R.I.P.
same character in Blood In and Blood Out with almost the exact same lines too, where he's like, we're gonna raise the rent on you or something about the rent.
Yes.
Talks about the exact same thing, which I thought was funny.
It's funny how like
He's
when they
yoked
first
too.
get to the jail and he's like their cellmate who's waiting for them, and he's the guy who's being like, I'm gonna rape you guys.
Yeah.
And then he becomes their friend.
I love that.
Shortly after.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
cool.
he is likable.
Because they kill the other tough guys. Like, oh well, you killed the tough guy. Now we can be
Yeah.
friends.
It's cool when they break. Yeah, when he kills Vernon Wells, like it breaks the spell of rape on the jail, and everybody's like, let's stop. What are we doing? Let's stop this. We're in this together. It's beautiful. I cried.
The movie,
during that
it
scene.
moves, man. It's a fast-paced movie. It's exciting. It's got good gore. You got the weird, creepy guy who's enhanced, trying to bang his ex-wife.
He didn't seem that enhanced to me, honestly.
He had tubes going into his stomach.
Also-
He
Adam,
can't
come on.
bang. He said he can't bang though.
He can't fuck.
He can't bang, but he can love, is what he said. Basically,
Yes.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying. He's like a weird test tube baby that is
Yeah.
like. So,
I don't know why he would not have a penis, but whatever. He's like an android or something. He's like
Yeah, he's like-
or a cyborg. A cyborg.
That's a chilling thing about it. I feel like they didn't like push that too hard, but like to find out that like everything is a robot, even like the human face of the oppression, when you finally get to it and you defeat it, and then you find out that that's also a robot, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like
there's no
Alien, right?
person. That's Alien.
The Ian Holm character they find out is a robot.
But we haven't talked about the.
How do I know you're not a robot?
It's true.
That's a good point.
We haven't talked about the other guy, the old.
Turn around. Let me see it. Let me see that butthole. If it's an alien or a robot, it's just like it's like a lightning port back there.
Dude, it would be cool, by the way, if when they were in the line getting processed into the jail, if their barcodes, Christopher Lambert's barcode was on his butthole. He had to get
Did
his
you-
butthole scanned.
Tramp
Did you
stamp.
mention? Did you mention Adam?
Yeah.
How one of our coolest friends has that exact tattoo on his arm?
From Fortress.
We have a bunch. Don't we have two friends
That's
with
awesome.
They all have barcode tattoos. A bunch of our friends tattooed barcodes.
not on their
One of them-
butthole?
Dude,
None of
what are
their
they?
butt. Hell no.
What are they? A Hitman video game?
They were in some sort of band, you know, and it was what's funny.
That's the
What's
worst. Just
funny?
getting around.
What's funny is the dude that has one on his arm. They got him to like symbolize that they're not for sale, basically, right? And the dude that had one
This is
on his
getting
arm,
worse and worse.
he's a fucking cop now. He's a cop.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny.
You should
I
get
saw him while I was in jail. We didn't,
Oh,
we didn't
yeah.
talk or anything.
You saw one of the guys that you were used to be friends
Our-
with. from
I saw a
this band?
childhood friend of mine who is a Alameda County sheriff. I saw him while I was in jail.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why not? Why didn't you talk?
I didn't want him to get in trouble, and you know what I'm going to say? Hey, get me out of here! Hey, man, get me out of here! You know, I was like, you know, we recognize each other, and we said our hellos in our own way. You know, I didn't want to make any.
Does
problem
it feel like you're constantly that you have to be on like good behavior and shit in the jail? You can't just be like yourself and chill.
No, you get chill times. You get chill times when you're out when you're in your cell.
This
or
is
you're
like
out in
when
the common
Pee Wee
area.
talked to Mickey in the car about the big house.
Yeah. Everyone always wants to hear stories. It's fine. It's easy.
I'm just surprised you can't be like, hey man.
That's
maybe
really-
I just didn't think it would be a good thing for him, or I don't know. I didn't want to make a problem.
Oh, you didn't want to. Well, maybe
You didn't want to like,
Guy.
you know,
Try to
give
keep
him
your
the
nose
like a
clean.
cool handshake, like, "Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah. Like he's
oh,
gonna
what's
slide
up?"
me a extra lunch or something.
No, this
I don't
happens
know
all
what-
the time, though.
Yeah.
All the time.
What?
Yeah.
Guys who become cops run into their old buddies.
Yeah.
And have to arrest them. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Also, like, aren't there like female prison guards that fuck inmates and like get pregnant and stuff like that too? We're sitting here
there
not
were-
saying hi to a guy.
Yeah, that shit would definitely
Well, that's
would
secret.
Definitely happen.
That's a
They
secret.
would- yeah, funny things would happen like
You
that.
were in a public. Weren't there other people around
You could have
What do
been.
you
when
could
you
have been
saw
fucking
the
this guy.
guy, the cop? Like, weren't there other people around? So it's like, hey, let's not do this in front
Oh
of.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
You couldn't intestinate, so
Yeah,
to speak.
no.
You'd
No,
have to
not very-
intestinate in secret.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
I think everyone should
Stinky.
watch this movie with their girlfriend and then afterwards intestinate her.
All right.
That's what you-
All right.
It's a fun thing to call having sex. Just start calling it. Whether your girlfriend sees this movie or not, just start calling sex that. Are you ready to be intestinated?
I'm gonna intestinate the shit out of you.
No, fuck. Let's do something different. Why don't you intestinate me this time? Okay. Put that little metal ball. See, the thing is with this intestinator, this metal ball they swallow, they would just shit it out. This movie scientifically, I mean, even
It
a
had
child.
it had like a little hook in it that he was saying that's how it.
Oh,
no,
right.
No. That was the hook that.
Hook into
No.
your body or whatever.
Yeah. It rips into the stomach lining and it stays there.
That scene, Adam, is a metaphorical rape scene where Christopher Lambert puts his face into that device and then the intestinator is shoved down his throat. That is a
Why are you
forced entry.
telling this directly to me?
But
well,
they-
you're
they
so
had-
into the rape subtext of the
oh.
film. That is the one actual. The state
Uh,
rapes them.
They also had.
Yeah,
What about when
for sure.
Vernon Wells rapes the dude? Is like in the process of raping him? Doesn't
Yeah,
that count
well,
as a
that's
rape?
another. That's if you look between
know
the
that's not what
lines, between the lines, between the lines. I mean, that's subtle.
I gotta say,
It's
I
not
don't.
such a
I feel like that guy
metaphorical
wasn't putting
rape.
up a huge fight. By the way,
They never
Oh,
do.
he
you're
was like bent
raping
over,
me.
being like, "Help!"
Oh, jeez. Oh,
The
stop
guy's
him,
not even like,
please.
yeah. But hey, that's cool, man.
Oh, it
Um,
hurts so bad.
and then yeah, like Christopher Lambert has to. I can't remember why he does this, but it basically the hero of the movie has been like, "No, it was me. I started this. I raped this.
He's
I
like
was trying to rape this
Spartacus. He's
guy."
helping everyone.
And they're all in solitary confinement together. I don't know. It's not doesn't really seem solitary, but whatever, that's fine.
Hey, you know what? You know what got
And
me
again
pretty.
with the lasers. Again with the lasers. They're always
Hey,
doing lasers in this movie.
we didn't talk about the other prisoner in their cell, the guy who like is the butler or whatever of the.
How you doing? The black guy. He's like
That
the
guy's-
Morgan Freeman. He's the
That guy's
old.
a great, charming character actor.
I agree. He was very likable.
He has like a face where I just like looking at the way his face moves around and like he's always like doing like, you know what I mean?
You wanted
Very
to kiss him?
expressive.
Is that what you're saying? Jesus
He was-
Christ.
He was pretty kissable. He was not the least kissable guy in the movie.
And a very kissable face.
He's not in a lot of movies. I looked him up. He's in Soylent Green and Omega Man, which is cool. He's in 2 Charlton Heston movies.
All right.
But Lincoln Kilpatrick,
That's
an
a cool
awesome
name.
Yeah.
he's also in the movie Prison, which is a horror movie set in a prison
Underground or above ground?
above ground.
Yeah.
Would you go to an underground prison?
Yes.
No.
I don't know.
Would you? What do you mean?
I'm not. No, I'm trying not to. No,
Would
I
you
don't want
do
to go.
that?
I don't want to go to any prison.
Or would you-
Yeah,
ever.
totally.
I mean, like if they're like taking volunteers or something.
I'm just
60
saying,
days in?
would you? It's not a great
yeah,
question.
I'd be like, I
Be
don't want to
honest.
go to this if they were trying to make me.
Are you sure you can be in prison if you want?
I'd be like, nah, I'm all right. Thanks, though.
I got my life. I got my this. But
Dude.
it would be fun. I mean, I know life is about experiences, not material things, but
It's kind of like a vacation.
What if there was like a prison that it was like an escape room that was just really hard to win, but it was winnable and it was set up where you could win it. You know what
I
I
think
mean?
that's a good idea.
like the cube,
Thank you.
basically a real life cube.
Yeah.
Is
You
that
should
cute?
you should let the people have a way to get out if they're smart.
And like people do get out. Some like there's like a guy every like 6 months.
Everybody
maybe
gets
that
out. It's easy.
Yeah. Serial rapists and murder. Like fuck, why did I design make this an escape room that you could win? Whoops. Whoopsie.
They just like jam the door open, just run out.
Oh yeah, they did immediately. Hey, some thing that made me crack up in this movie is when the wife she's in like the women's prison, and she tries to escape, and remember she knees that guy in the balls or whatever, the guard that comes in.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? This is so annoying. This is such an annoying thing about talking to you about
I
movies. You
think
never
that
remember.
happened.
You'll never like clock something that's like that, where the guy she needs the guy in the balls. He goes, oh, like that. Like you just never. Anyway, forget it. Like
One other thing I didn't understand about that is when
I was on my phone the whole time. I'd already seen the movie.
when the prison director
That's
was
why.
like, "Oh, you're
Sorry.
pregnant and abortion's illegal, so that only leaves one option." What did he mean by that? What is the only option other than abortion? Adoption.
the option is
or-
that he wants to her to divorce Christopher Lambert and marry him. That's his like big goal. He just wants to be a dad.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty wild option that's not normally available. But yeah, I guess that what you're supposed to infer from that.
This warden does things a little different.
Forced
Yeah.
Birth. Now there is
Yeah.
a sequel called Fortress 2.
And what do? You have to go back and blow up the fortress?
I don't know what's going on. I'm looking at the file. He goes back to the prison, and I don't
Oh,
see the
it's
wife.
Christopher
And there's a whole
Lambert
new.
again?
It's Christopher Lambert, and it's
Fortress
still
2 re-entry.
yeah. Pam Greer's in it.
2000,
Really?
year 2000. Oh, Pam Grier.
It's in space, maybe. There's
it's
somebody
good.
in space. So
It's
check
an
that out,
American
people.
Luxembourgish science fiction action film. American-Luxembourgish
Not a lot of
is how
those
this
these
is
days.
the movie is described.
We're so
That's
lucky to be
great.
from a country that makes the best movies like America, not Luxembourg.
Yeah, I hear you.
What is Lauren Lachlan from? She's hot.
So I Googled her, and then there's like a bunch of websites and video clips of her in a bikini
Nice.
in the movie. I think it's Taking Care of Business with Jim Belushi.
Okay.
And like people have made like ultra detailed edits where they like still frame every angle of her body in a bikini. That's the
Kind of a
only thing
passion project.
I don't know anything else about that actress.
All right. Well, that's plenty. I mean, that's some cool information. She looks good in a bikini. I'll agree with that. That's 4.5
That's all.
stars.
That's great.
Great dream sequences in this movie when he's all tied up.
Oh,
In
yeah.
her IMDb profile, if you click on it and you look at her profile photo, it's just her in a bikini from Taking Care of
cool.
Business.
The black and white photo.
Yeah, the dream is very funny in this movie. Well, first of all, you're like, he goes in the jail and they like everything is about being gay raped or whatever. And then he's immediately put in this like gyroscope. What's it called? The mind wipe chamber.
He becomes
The ride-
retarded.
He's on the
ride from
gyro
Santa
thing.
Cruz.
He's
Looks
literally
pretty fun.
retarded afterwards. He's like mumbling, his head's all
I want to do one
swollen.
of those things, by the way. It looks super fun. But and then so he has
Like
a,
Lawnmower Man. That's a very
Yeah.
90s like.
it's got like 90s computer graphic stuff, very good. But his like dream that he has about his wife, who he like loves, is just about them fucking, about her being like taking her top off. It's very funny.
That part's awesome. And he's like taking his hat off and like throwing it at the camera with tons of feedback.
Yeah,
What I dream about. He can look at their dreams, the warden, and then he can like zap them and say like unauthorized thought sequence. It's brutal. That's a terrible future.
thought
You can't even
police.
dream. Yeah.
Don't dream.
Dude,
They
these
warned
thought
him.
police.
But that guy can rape other people and he's all
That's no
for
big
it.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. Can't have a kid. Can't have two kids that way.
31 years seems a little harsh for having a kid, but I mean, whatever, I guess.
Oh, it was
Oh, that
31
was
years.
His sentence. I thought it was two. I thought I heard
Oh,
2
yeah,
years.
31.
And I was like,
I
why are
remember
you, like,
that.
going so crazy.
And then the other guy's like, I got 60 days. The fish who immediately dies. Maybe Clifton Collins Jr. was the one with 2 years.
Hard to
But
say.
For the blowing up the building. Clifton Collins.
yeah.
Clifton Collins Jr. Oh no, he's the Mexican. He was the kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Should have paid more attention.
Was he also in Blood In, Blood Out?
Possibly. I always remember him from this movie called The Stoned Age.
Oh, nice.
That movie, it's like a straight to video, Dazed and Confused kind of 70s stoner comedy.
That sounds fun.
It's really, really good. You got to see it. Just get it on video or DVD
Check
and
it
just buy it forever and watch it. It's that's the kind of movie you should be watching if you're an adult. High school kids drinking beer, smoking weed, trying to get laid.
What? All right, what do we want to talk about with this movie? Because we should.
Wrap it up. Let's
gonna
just do
leave
our
some-
ratings.
Okay.
Okay.
4 stars for me. It's fun. This is I love Reanimator. Love Jeffrey Combs. Anything tangentially connected to them, I love.
Go ahead, Mike.
My ratings. I've been rating things too high, so I need more above higher rating space to start rating things. So I'm gonna give this one a 3.5, but only because, like I said, I need to start going a little bit lower. I like this movie. It's not quite as good as Black Rain, but it's not.
What
it's
is?
not. It's
Yeah, why
not.
did I get Black Rain?
It's not average. It's better than average. So I'll give it a 3.5.
Dude, I love the beginning so much. I was like so fascinated by the just this version of like this like fascist future techno thing. And to the point where I was like having to rewind a lot. You know that scene, like where there's all those like small or like those guys with their dicks out in like line and stuff. I kept having to rewatch that scene because I kept like missing the details or whatever. Then I'm trying
Their
to.
dicks? What are you talking
Yeah, they were
about?
small cocks.
Never
I
mind.
get it.
Forget
It's
I
easy
said
to
that.
miss. They're easy to miss.
So, dude, Mike, weren't those every dick in the movie is small, right?
They made me feel big. They made me
Okay,
feel
William
big.
was like, I saw some pretty big dicks,
Whoa! Oh my god!
which is, hey, that's okay. But
I just saw that one guy's dick. I was saying
Let me
it's not
see.
anywhere
What one
anything
guy?
like Any Given Sunday.
All right. Yeah. Then he started going off about the hugest penises that he's ever seen and how cool they are and stuff. But
Fucking William.
dude,
I am.
classic William.
I've seen some small penises too.
But oh yeah, maybe you just have seen some crazy small things that we don't even know about. But I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm having a hard time deciding if I
Yeah,
give
just
this.
pick a fucking number. Who cares?
What gives a range? I mean,
What are you talking
What are you trying
about?
to decide between?
3 and 2.5 and 3, I would say.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Jesus
Harsh.
Christ.
But I
This guy-
liked 2.5 is like
this
not
guy's dumb. I got a dumb guy rating a movie.
3's in the middle. 3 is like your average movie. You said
3
you
is
didn't like
This
it.
isn't
no,
entertaining to you?
2.5 is an average movie. No, I'm saying it's a mix.
Out of 5? I mean,
3. Okay.
You think
Jesus
this is
Christ, I'll
average
give it
with
a
that
3.
beautiful gore and the heads exploding at the end and the prison escape and Vernon Wells
Just those
and
scenes where like
Tom Tolles and
the wife has to like, or he has to like, him having the cellmate, the guy's butler be his cellmate, and then he's like, hey, you need to talk to my wife, and he's like, what? And the scene where like the cellmate's talking to his wife while the guy's like looking at the computer screen in the background. Those were kind of like let down scenes for me, where this thing feels so like over all encompassing. This is like a totalitarian nightmare kind of thing that you can't get out of. And it's like a fucking guy on a computer screen who's like never had champagne and he can't like fuck and stuff like that. It's just like, who is this weenie like final boss sort of guy that we're supposed to? I mean, I just was like, I was super into the movie. I was like, this is a 5-star movie at the first like 10 minutes.
you don't get it.
And then I was just like, I don't get it.
You don't get it. I'm telling you, he's a weenie because in the future, those are our techno lords. Elon
The
Musk.
weenies
That's
rule.
Elon Musk. He's a fucking douche.
Yeah.
It's like these guys are the future of our country. They're gonna, what do we call them? Plutocrats. Like they are these powerful nerd emperors that we have to like live with.
That's great. I get
So
what you're
I
saying.
mean, if you want to see a real science fiction movie, I'm all about Fortress. It's got good gore.
I'm
It's
gonna
got
say 3.
cool dream sequences, fast paced. It's like 80 minutes long. And an excellent leading man, Christopher Lambert. I mean, that guy.
Oh my god, he's so bad.
Quite charismatic.
Like this is a good action.
Star
Okay,
Wars
who
is
should
crazy.
who should have been in that role?
Any other action star
My-
would have been fine.
my
I mean,
first
he's terrible.
thought, and the one I can't get over, is Patrick Swayze. I think he would have been awesome in this
Oh
role.
yeah. I was thinking Jean-Claude. Whenever I hear Christopher Lambert's voice, I'm like, who else has a stupid voice like this? And it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. But
Seagal.
What about like just like
Swayze's a fun.
Sylvester Stallone or something? I guess that's too easy.
Albert Brooks,
Hey, yeah. What about Vern Troyer or
Warwick
Gary Coleman?
Davis.
It's really kind of a universal role. So
What about
Bill Paxton,
Michael Douglas?
Douglas.
He never got to
Just
make a fun movie
with
like
his hair,
this.
with that hair from Black Rain.
Did he ever make a ridiculous science fiction?
Hey, I gotta go.
I don't know.
See you guys later.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, buddy.
You too.
I was watching this horrible, I mean, it's stupid, dated 80s French movie called Kamikaze. It's about a guy who would watch television and he would get mad at the announcer and then kill them using a big laser that he had pointed at them. And he had all these like machines and he could like, focus his laser on the person on the TV and just blow them away. It's kind of like the Intestinator, to be honest.
All right, that sounds kind of cool.
So
this movie really reminded me of, like I said, that one Resident Evil movie where they went down into the hive. It was like an underground base, and
what
not
about
not the same plot, obviously, but just the idea of an underground fortress made me think of the Umbrella Corporation.
Did you ever see that Rucker Hauer movie where him and like Mimi Rogers have like bombs around their necks, like collars, and if they get separated, they die? Wedlock. There was a lot of this shit, like Total Running Man.
Yeah.
But just have bars. It's easy. Bars and chains
Futuristic
work.
prison movies.
Barbed
Future
wire.
prisons.
Remember the prison in Virtuosity?
I do not.
It's like it's like pastel color. When I was a kid, I would order movies on pay-per-view, and that would be like how I would watch a lot of movies. And I was supposed to ask for permission, but sometimes I would just order it and then like tell my parents the next day, like, hey, I bought this. And then usually I would like make sure I watched a movie, and sometimes the movies were bad.
Mhm.
Like I ordered Virtuosity and I watched 10 minutes of it. And when I saw him in this future prison, I remember thinking like, this is so lame. This sucks so much. And I just turned it off and like went to sleep.
You didn't watch Virtuosity?
And I just couldn't believe how bad it was. I thought it was gonna be a really good movie because Denzel Washington was in it, and I was tired also.
Mhm.
And I watched it later, and like, it's an insane movie. Like the bad guy, Russell Crowe, Sid 6.7. He goes to like a rave and he starts DJing and scratching records and playing sounds of him killing people, I believe, or like he's like voop, 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 and he's like he's making himself say things or whatever. It's very dumb.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie, and I do not remember any of that.
There was a thing in the 90s where just any trend, they would have to like crowbar it into a movie. So like rollerblades or hacky sack or like anything new or different, they would just like make a scene with it.
Bowling.
Yes, Big Lebowski. You gotta have your bowling movie.
Kingpin.
What else? Set. Were there other bowling movie?
There
There were two.
Mystery
Those
Man.
are two good ones.
Yeah. I think that's some bowling movies. I don't know. Bowling movies. Kingpin is fucking hilarious and totally holds up for sure.
I would have loved to seen Randy Quaid in Fortress. One thing that's crazy about Kingpin, I watched it recently, and it's just like, this is a studio movie with Randy Quaid as one of the lead actors. I guess you have Woody Harrelson, who's huge.
Bill Murray.
And then the second lead is Randy Quaid. And then the third lead, I guess it would be Vanessa Angel. And then you have Bill Murray, who's like all over the ads. And they said Bill Murray was so funny when he made the movie, he just made up all his lines on the spot.
I believe it. He's so good in that.
You're on a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
Why don't you go finish that up outside and then come back in? It's on. Hi. Not you. Hi.
What are you doing with sugar in the backseat of your car?
Didn't I tell you to call me Big Earn?
It's for my morning coffee.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just getting that.
That's a brilliant movie.
I feel like I need to watch that again. Oh, even though I did just watch it recently.
Yeah, maybe I'm overrating Fortress. The first time I saw it, it was a 4-star movie. Maybe it's like a 3.5 star. You know, I like the gore. I like all the. It is basically an average film that's entertaining. That's a little better than normal, and it's because Stuart Gordon. That's what he does. He just makes movies a little better. Um, Dagon. It's this movie about fish monsters, straight to video. It's entertaining. It's just entertaining. His movies are just entertaining.
What more can you ask for? That's all we're trying to get here.
Great art, like Kingpin.
Stand the test of time.
That's
Sands of
something
time.
sweeter than you. Yeah, well, I guess that's that for Fortress.
Alrighty. Fortress it is. I'm sorry I missed the first fucking hour of that. My bad.
I tricked you. I thought I was being so clever. I was like, I'll make a meeting on Google Calendar, and then he'll see like it's 8 to 9:30.
Yeah, I don't know why I saw why I thought
And then he'll just
9:30.
know to click the invite. But
It's always 8. It's always
it was
8 unless
different.
otherwise saying.
Well, if it's something, if I just do the routine differently, then it's like that causes confusion because we had a habit, we had a roll going. I'm gonna have to intestinate you later.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's the next movie going to be?
Well, we were talking about Escape from New York.
Oh, okay. All right.
We gotta do a
Politically
popular
relevant.
movie every now and then, and it fits in with our future prison
Sure, sure.
and
After
our
that, then.
and our special guy out there, Barbecue. He's
Yeah,
basically the
yeah.
Duke of New York, so we got to celebrate him.
Is he number one?
I'm worried by the time that episode drops that he won't even be alive anymore. I'm worried about Barbecue.
Well, then that would kind of that's going to make him become more popular and be more. I can't remember if the Duke dies in Gangs in New York, so I don't know if he'll be relevant or not. People will still be talking about him for sure, I think.
Barbecue will never be forgotten. The name is too good. All right, later.
Right, man. Take it easy.